pledge allegiance
States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We want to thank everybody for coming. Okay, we do have a chair here. You want to go with somebody?
I think they're all waiting until after the bid process is over.
Okay. Okay. Approval of the minutes. Oh, I'm calling you for the wrong name.
Mr. Chairman, having reviewed the minutes online, I'd like to move to accept approval of the minutes.
I'll second that.
You should have your name.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Mel made the motion. Steve made the motion. Now he's second. All in favor of the motion, indicate by saying aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Go ahead.
If she comes, you'll just have.
He gets up there unless the sheriff shows up.
Yeah.
Approval of claim. Thank you. County General, $221,181.18. Court System, $692.74. Highway Department, $179,604.38. Sheriff's Department, $40,790.88. ACH, $30,590.53. CAW 1, $52,303.88. CAW 2, $12,220.90. CAW 3, ACH 25,000 even. Thank you. Disc claims 8/21/2020, $26,064.57. Wheel surplus $221,013.06. Payroll for August the 28th, 2020, $340,737.54. Payroll deductions in the amount of $163,303.53, and this was allowed on August 28th, 2020. Election check reissued, allowed on August 24th, 2020, and it's $130 even.
That's it.
That's it?
I'll make a motion to approve these claims. They were all reviewed online when they sent it to me.
Mary makes the motion.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Steve seconds it. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 3-0. Okay, animal shelter. Veterans officer. Hi, George.
Good morning. We had a total of 7 veterans passed away this past month, so we're doing a lot more funerals than I really care to do, but that's just what it is. And in case you were interested, the vet population in our county has declined from about 4 years ago when I started this position to almost 2,400, and we're down to just slightly over 2,200. I don't know how they come up with that number. This comes from the state, but somewhere in that neighborhood, just slightly over 2,200. You asked me to keep you up to date on those makeup funerals that we were doing. We got one more made up. Got one more in the queue, and I have a feeling that's probably going to be about it. A lot of families, I think, have just decided they don't care to go back out and do that all over again, and that's, of course, their prerogative. And then lastly, I wanted to tell you that our county van, our transportation van is back up and running. We had been idle for quite a while there, but with a few minor safety restrictions, we're pretty well back to normal. So you can spread that word if you would. If you know a vet who needs to get to the VA, is having trouble, and we're able to resume that service now.
George, we had a gentleman come by, Mark Barker. He lives at 801 East Locust Street. He donated this flag.
Okay.
It's for us to fly though, it's for the Senate line for the police department.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make sure it's set there.
On that note, George, how's our flag box doing?
Oh, the flag box up at the courthouse has been wildly successful. We used to have to check it every few weeks, and now it's just every couple of days. That thing's filling up so fast. So that's a great problem to have. I'm happy to see that people are using that, that these flags are not winding up in dumpsters and landfills and so forth. So
Right.
it's been a really good thing. I appreciate you allowing me to do that. Be happy to answer any other questions you have.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Weights and measures. Highway.
Good morning, everybody. Annual chip sealing project will finish up this week. We're actually done with the roads. We're going to do the parking lot at the shop for the last thing, and then we'll be completely finished. Mr. Bledsoe told me that we're having a problem with wood bees or borers or whatever you want to call them on the White Bridge up at Wheeling. So I'm going to contact some exterminators, see what we need to do to mitigate that problem so that we don't have further structural damage. The red covered bridge down in the bottoms, we're actually going right now to pick up some large decorative rocks to put at each end to get rid of the ugly guardrails to make it a little more aesthetically pleasing. So we should get that finished today. Nothing else major to report. Do you have any questions?
Chip and seal. How much more do you have?
No, the parking lot at the shop, that's it. We're done. We're done for the year. Yeah. So by this week, we'll be cleaning equipment.
How many miles did you do?
We're at about 85. Yeah, about 85 total this year, which
Did
is
it all in-house, is that correct?
everything in-house. Yeah. Yep. So that's about what we want to stay, somewhere between 80 and 100 to preserve our blacktop as long as we can. So things went pretty smooth.
Thank you. Health Department.
Good morning. We've been really busy, as you can imagine. We have worked with the schools quite a bit to get them started and going, and things are going really well with that. We're in the process, and I sent you all some information on, we will be starting the testing site. The health department will be overseeing the testing site at the fairgrounds starting October the 1st. And so that will be open 10 to 6 it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then 10 to 2 on every Saturday. And so we will be doing the testing, and we have a different lab that will be running those tests. And so hopefully we'll get the results very quickly that way. So I'm in the process of hiring people to run that testing site. And I sent you the proposal for what I was planning on paying them. And I know that has to go before the council, but I just wanted you to be all on board. And if you had any problems with that, but that seems to be what a going rate would be for a contracted person in those positions. I'll have a nurse manager at the site, and then I'll have, I'm hoping for like EMTs or CMAs or something to be a backup, and then we'll have a clerical person. So it'll be 3 people running the site at all times. Then Dana and I can be the backup swabbers if they get super busy, because we can get over there fairly quickly. And then I have clerical staff as backup too. So that's our plans with that, so that's kind of the big thing with that. Yep,
Will all these be free testing too?
yes, yes. There's no billing, this will be free, completely free testing. We do have a program, we just got the program, they sent it to me Friday. I haven't got all my passwords and everything lined up with the state that'll be doing some scheduling for that, but we'll be doing walk-up testing too. So, depending on the need, you know, we may do a drive-through site, but Charlie Woodruff with the fairgrounds has worked with us, and we're gonna keep it at the same site it was at, just because it's easy to get to, and it's kind of out of the way, you know, so it's not right downtown at the top of everything. We decided to run the testing site ourselves due to if we partnered with a hospital or a local clinic or something, then, you know, that really wasn't doubling our effort if we do have a big need. And my goal is in the future, if we switch over to giving immunizations instead of testing, I will already have a facility and staff lined up to switch that need over. So that's kind of our big thing, but just really busy with lots and lots of questions related to testing. We have had a few people complaining about, you know, the length of time it takes for the testing, and thinking that the health department was doing that testing. The health department up till now has not did any testing. The State Department of Health came in and did a few clinics, but otherwise it was Optum and the Gibson General is doing testing in our community. But that's pretty much that.
And this is all paid for by the,
Yes,
Grant.
we got a $100,000 grant to pay for this site.
Okay, thank you.
I am also working, we also got a grant to update our IT department related to the COVID and immunizations and everything that'll be coming up with that. So I've been working with Parish. We have an HIMS system that logs all our receipts, and that's where all our births and deaths is stored. We store all our septic issues in there, and that system is very outdated. So that's the first thing we're gonna do is update our appointment book system and the system that logs all the births and deaths and septics and everything within the county. Okay?
Okay,
thanks.
thank you. I want to, thank you for all the extra effort you put into this. This was a year ago, you know, we didn't discuss this, and now that's all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
EMA,
Last Thursday, I received a shipment of personal protection equipment that I requested 2 weeks ago from IDHS. Gibson County is one of 12 counties in District 10 that received the shipment. Each one of the counties are attempting to place enough supplies for law enforcement, fire, and EMS so that we can keep this constantly going without having to make purchases. Secondary thing that I've been working on is the submission of documents to the Indiana Finance Authority for utilization of CARES money for fire, police, and EMS, and the county for the money that's been allotted for the communities here. Most of that is being utilized for medical equipment and necessity items that are needed through the ambulance service that fall in guidelines of the code. But we've been very busy with doing the paperwork and getting these supplies and getting them out. And I think most of the departments that can't afford that are really appreciative to it. And so far, we're staying together.
thank you. EMS,
Stephanie, you got it?
floodplain,
No.
Sheriff's Department. Okay, Tim. Extension. Park Board.
I should have the submittal to DNR in the day today, submitted to them for the grant. So once they approve it, then I go to permitting and bid.
Okay, thank you. FWCD. County Engineer.
Bridge 004, that's up north of Wheeling. That was our bridge, one of our bridges for the year. It is complete and open. We opened it as gravel. Then when Rudolph got finished with State Road 64, they came in and paved the approaches. So it's done and open. That was a DK Parker project. Our county paving has been done for a while. It's already been paid for and it's done. Community Crossings Grant, they finished striping Friday. So now I should see the final invoices for it and close out this year's Community Crossings Grant. I'm really glad that we got the $1 million max on that in the beginning of the year because the second letting, they're still holding off on allowing that to come out because they're not sure how the funding is going to work out for it with COVID. So the people that either waited or didn't get all the funding was going to reapply. It's on hold right now. So they're talking in September sometime. They're going to have more information for those communities. Now, like I said, Gypsy is done. All the Millings roads are done. Moving forward to looking at start stuff for next year, bridges and roads and Millings and Gypsy. So keep the park thing going. That's going to be the next step. Now that those projects are complete. So, any questions?
I know this is kind of asking for a miracle. Do you happen to know when the state thinks they'll finish 64?
They were supposed to be, they told me they'd be done by the end of August. Well, that was yesterday. I can call them and find out. I know they're just intermittently finishing guardrail, finishing striping, finishing reflectors. I'll find out and let you know.
Well, just kind of curious on it.
Yeah. The way they talk, they plan to be done by the end of August. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't been on it, so I don't know where they're even at, to be honest with you, as far as what's
Well,
left
I'll
to
be
do.
back and forth a couple times, and, sometimes the same, sometimes I don't.
Yeah, yes. So I'll find out, let you know.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Parish. Okay, we'll go to old business bid opening.
Culverstein Contracting Incorporated.
This is the sanitary sewer project phase 1 at I-69 and State Road 64.
$389,792. 389,792.
Who's that?
Overtime.
Midwest Mole Incorporated. $335,196. 335,196. Midwest Mole. Dyke Brothers, $362,231. 362,231. Dyke Brothers. Miller Piper Brothers Construction, $466,363. 466,363. Piper Brothers. Lichtenberger Brothers, $438,445. 438,445. Lichtenberger Brothers. Miller Pipeline Corporation, $414,740. 414,740. Miller Pipeline. Sega Ag Group. Sega Ag Works Incorporated, 290,000. 290,000. Van Hoy. $489,878. 489,878. Grego Incorporated. $457,372. 457,372. Grego Incorporated. Fifth.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move to, accept the low bid contingent upon the okay of our engineering firm going through and making sure things are right in the county attorney.
And that's Sega Ag Works Incorporated.
So, again, of course, if you or the engineer find that that's not, then you'll have to bring it back, but otherwise.
I'll second that.
The motion is made by Steve, seconded by Mary. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it, 3-0. Okay, we ready? LPA agreement, bridge number 74 replacement.
So bridge number 74 replacement is the federal aid project that I applied for earlier this year and was approved. This agreement is with the,
Excuse me a minute. We can't stand, we have an empty chair there. Thank you.
I just come around, take the other chair over there.
Okay.
Okay, here. Thanks. Short chair.
go ahead. All right, so bridge 74 was the federal aid project I applied for this year. Federal aid projects are usually 5-year. Basically, you apply for them in 2020, this is the 2025 project. The consultant for that did done by a selection process, 3 commissioners done the selection process, that's been approved. I had a kickoff meeting with the consultant, United Consulting, that was selected, and NDOT has been over the contract documents. They have approved us to execute them and then get them back to them for them to execute. The federal aid projects, they're long drawn out, lots of paperwork projects. But it's 80-20 max, 20% local, 80% federal. With the bridge that we're doing, Bridge 74, it's the bridge that's directly parallel to the Wheeling covered bridge. It's a large bridge, a triple span, basically 100-foot long bridge. It's 120. It's a project that would take more than 1 year of the bridge fund to try to replace that bridge. So that's the bridges we go after, are the large ones that we don't have really the funding to do. This contract is for field survey, environmental services, utility coordination, geotech, hydraulic analysis, project design and plans, right-of-way engineering, post-bid design service, and post-bid utility coordination services. This has been approved by NDOT in the amount of not to exceed $325,000. Part of that is also included in this grant as funding also to help pay for that. I did find out yesterday, this was something I had a question on. The estimated project cost on this is pushing $1.3 million. With an 80-20, a lot of times it's a reimbursement, so we pay and then they reimburse. On this, on the construction part, when it comes around and this gets let for bid, we will pay the state our 20%, and then they take care of all the funding, so it's not a reimbursement type project. Because it would be tough to come up with $1.3 million a year in a bridge project, or a bridge fund that's not like that even. So this is, I do recommend executing this so we can get it back to the state. United has already executed it. I'll bring it up afterwards if you guys approve.
And we can vote on that.
It's contract.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I'll so move to accept the LPA agreement, Bridge 74.
Motion's been made by Steve,
I'll
seconded by Mary. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I just want to say I appreciate the work done on this. This is a bridge that is being, we'll put it up to full standard.
Yes, this is full standards. I think it's a 10-ton weight limit right now. One of the abutments is leaning really bad. It is in the top, I think, 5 of bridge replacements for that we need to get done.
There's a lot of heavy traffic going on.
Yes.
So I appreciate it.
Farm traffic especially.
Thank
So.
On that vote, it was 3-0. Right turn lane improvement, County Road 350 South. Part-time construction inspection.
We're at the turn lane on 350 South and 41. We've had a lot of backup with Toyota traffic coming up over the railroad overpass, which has been very dangerous. This is an RDC project. That project's basically out to bid now, I believe. I gotta look at the dates, but it's out to bid now. This is for the construction inspection, being an RDC project. This will be also, it was a being longest enough design. This is a contract with United Consulting to do a part-time construction inspection, not to exceed, looks like their estimate's $37,800.
I move to accept the 350 South Highway 41 turn lane part-time construction inspection agreement.
second that.
Motion been made by Steve, seconded by Mary. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it, 12.
I'll have these signed after the meeting also.
Okay. That finishes up old business, we'll go to new business. Fred Keister.
You're up, Fred.
Okay, we have one chair over here. We need
One
somebody.
over there.
Okay.
Okay, I got a landowner here, okay, he's the.
The empty chair. All right. Good morning. My name is Craig Keister. Our company did a survey for our client, Bo Whitten, who is in the process of purchasing 1.45 acres from the Straw family. The 1.45 acre plat was reviewed by the subdivision review committee, and the committee informed us that the plat cannot be approved as submitted. This is due to committee wanting a reference to another section corner on the 1.45 acre plat, which we don't agree with. We are here today to request a waiver from the county commissioners, so the plat can be recorded as is, and Mr. Whitten can proceed with the purchase of the 1.45 acres. We have a lot of information here if you have any questions.
So you'll submit to us, I guess, or get from the surveyor what you submitted as far as the plat. All the commissioners have not been brought up to speed on exactly what you're talking about and where it's at, so. If you have maps and drawings and, for each commissioner to look at, that'd be great. Any information you want them to review, just submit it to them so they can. And a copy for me, if you got it.
Okay. Yeah, he's on the one.
Thank you for that.
Illustrate the situation, a copy of our survey.
I met with the surveyor yesterday, some others, over this, and, but the other two commissioners have not yet, so.
Okay.
So they will have to meet with them and get caught up to where I'm at. And, why don't, Jim, after this is done, why don't you be the person between, you and, I think, Fred, is this your lawyer?
Yeah, John Hart, my name, attorney for Mr. Keister.
Okay. Why don't you two communicate where we're at on this, and, go from there. Go ahead.
We'd like to take just a few minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
A larger copy of what you have there. And that, and it may be complicated. Even indicate that it's, I'll say, heavily complicated for a layman to understand why they set the corner there. We think we can explain pretty straightforward, not complicated, why we don't think it should be. And this is just a drawing of what you have. And the heavier lines are the existing property line as of today. And Scott agreed with it. Is that true? The existing line for Witten and the heavy line, like I say, represents the historic property line. We've got surveys to back them up. This is the section corner where the heavier lines intersect, that T. That's an existing arm, and it's been there, and it's been documented. Actually, in the survey where they justified the new corner, it's been documented back to, I believe, 1967. Thereabouts. So there's a history there. And several surveys have been done that area, all use that point. Now, after the county decided to reestablish this corner, they come up 10.9 feet further south and 4.6 feet further east. So it is puts it on or inside the Witten lot, the Witten property. And we just believe that the the monument should have never been set. And it's creating chaos in property lines in that area. Scott says, I met with him in his office, he said, we are not changing property lines. Okay? If you're not changing property lines, you've got two section corners. You've got the second section corner over in a guy's lot. What value can that possibly be in conflict with the occupied lines, with occupation, all the history, the title work, the deeds, legal work, mortgages, all previous leases, whatever has been taking place, it honors this old, existing, we call it historic section corner. And Scott's right here, you can say it's not right, if it's not, but he has indicated he agrees with the way we surveyed that, using that historic section corner. The hang-up is, he wants me to call that other one on my plat the section corner. And I refuse to do that. That's all I have to do, just put section corner on my drawing. Follow through, no problem. So that's where we're at. I feel like it'd be a disservice to my client, disservice to everybody in the neighborhood. And I mean, it's just unheard of. Two section corners instead of one. So when the title company gets a description, I like, if they knew this, is this section corner A or is this section corner B this description?
Question.
Okay.
Is it or is it not the duty of the county surveyor to set and verify the section?
Well,
Yes.
yes, that's a big part of my job, is to locate the original spot of the section.
And you're saying that just what he's calling the new Gibson isn't that? That is, when you're saying it is that right? That's your duty to find that.
Yes, that's my duty to find that.
And so, I assume there's a gain and loss here. And if you don't set it where it's supposed to be, would you not, maybe years from now, here comes somebody in and says, here's where the county says that it is. In other words, a gain today might be a loss tomorrow for whatever property, and that's what and I don't know enough about this to make any decision. For sure, I'm just trying to learn here.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I do believe that we deal with the surveyor on setting these corner limits on a regular basis. And he can't change, my understanding is he can't change it. He can't go over here and say, oh, well, this is what everybody's, or what people have been looking at for some time.
Well,
But yet his obligation, my understanding, is to go by the law and set it where it is.
well, that's where we're in total disagreement. Total.
So it's
Open up your-
not his job to do that.
He should set it, but, go to page 4 of your federal United States Department of Land Management, that pamphlet I gave you.
Okay. Okay.
After all the rules and regulations, how to restore corners. For the protection of bona fide.
Mod rights, that portion there, it says under the above laws, which is the restoration of the corners, through the Bureau of Land Management, which we're past that, by the way, because we're in private citizens have this. It's not, it's not, the federal government is not surveying Gibson County anymore. I guess in places, Toka Refuge or something, but, the corners have been set. It says under the above laws and principles as well, it is required that no resurvey or retracement shall be executed as to impair the bona fide rights or claims of any claimant, injuryman, or the owner of land so affected. Likewise, in general practice, a local surveyor should be careful not to exercise unwarranted jurisdiction nor to apply an arbitrary rule. He should know the distinction between the rules for original surveys and those that relate to retracement. The disregard of these principles or for acquired property rights may lead to unfortunate results and prompt the suggestions herein that are intended to help avoid such troubles.
Please define retracements.
Define what?
Retracements.
That's pretty much what we do now because the corners are established, or typically established everywhere. If you divide a piece of property off, they will use the term original, but that's not in the sense of section corners and things of that sort. If that makes sense. The quarter section corners.
The county of Scott, he's using rules that are, a way the sections were laid out and everything 200 years ago. I mean, not trying to be sarcastic, but he's 200 years behind. He's doing great. He's doing this in 18. There's been surveys done in this county. The sections were laid out about that time, 1810. It seems when you get into the old notes in the 1800s, 1880, it's just full of surveys. This county was being developed. And they divided the sections. So that work was done. The sections were subdivided. Okay, 1900, more work was done. All the way up to the day. He wants to, I ain't gonna say completely ignore, but to a certain extent, ignore. 200 years of surveying work and property line existence. And say, oh, here we are today. We've measured it, we've set it. would this be acceptable around the courthouse square? Building with party walls. You own 10 foot into his office, next guy owns 10 foot into his office. That's what it is. That's our job. We need to reestablish this. And I can guarantee you, if they reestablish the corners up there near the courthouse, they will not be in the same place. If they go into a measuring process and reestablish it, every line will be off, just like it is out here. It was, Army until they showed up, now it's paid.
But I have to assume that there's a reason that the, state requires the survey to reestablish these points. I assume, again, I don't know enough to make.
We're not arguing that.
I think they use the term perpetuate.
They should have perpetuated the corner that was there. That's the history. That's what the Bureau of Land Management says. Do not use our rules to establish section corners. Do not use us for an excuse to go out and trample people's property rights. It says it plainly there.
Any other questions?
Thank you, and, like I said, Jim will communicate with Lovejoy Lawyer, when these other two are up to par, and, we'll go from there.
Okay, one more time. I know you guys haven't, everybody hasn't had a chance to look at it that long. But we're asking that a waiver. We're not asking you to go out there and pull this corner. We're not saying anything like that. Yours is, according to the subdivision ordinance, subdivision control ordinance. Scott's our first. We meet with him first. If you can't agree, we meet with you. And once again, we're respectfully asking for a waiver to get the plat and quit holding the property owner out.
Finance indeed.
And this, I know you're, but think about it. If that corner is correct, over in this guy's lot, if this is the lot, there's a corner, not over here where it was before. The guy across the road, all man comes, wants to lease his ground. Leases read by that section. That section to the north is 34. He would, give him the thing to sign, lease the ground. All section 34. Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Witt across the road, he's got 10 feet, 10.9 feet north of the section corner. Oh, we got to lease him, he's gonna get mineralized, he's gonna get for the road. Yeah, there's all kinds of complications. I mean, double section corners. Have you got anything in print that explains how to handle double section corners? No. We got something in print from the Bureau of Land Management telling you not to create double section corners.
Okay, I
This
think
is being done all over the county too.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move to, again, there's no way, first time I've seen this. So I'll move the table, again, upon the record, and work with the attorneys to try to figure this out, so we can explore it.
these two individuals on caught up, and then they need to catch up on where we're at, go ahead.
I've heard a little bit about what's going on, but I had no idea where, I've never seen the document. I appreciate your information here. I can make a decision right now without some recommendations by the county attorney.
Okay,
So I move to table.
Okay, motion's been made, table.
What's the next step, though?
Well, be in contact with Mr. Norton.
Okay. All in favor of the motion, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, so yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next is, GCEDC, Hall Waters.
I'm Paul Waters with Gibson County Economic Development Corporation. We've been working with a solar company in Nebraska, and their subsidiary company, Midwest Solar Devco. And those discussions are now at a point where we need to get some extra legal opinions and accounting opinions. And so Midwest Solar, a division of Nebraska, has agreed to pay, to use Gibson County Economic Development Corporation as a, to pay the legal and the accounting bills. And they've also agreed to reimburse us up to $40,000 to employ Baker Tilly, the accounting firm, up to $40,000 to employ Lysa Miller, the legal firm, and up to $15,000 to employ McDonald Law Office. And so we're at that point now where we really need to start getting those opinions, and they've agreed to pay for it. And so I'm asking for your approval to continue to employ Baker Tilly, McDonald Law Office, and Iceland.
Well, you don't really need, you don't make decisions for them, or we, what?
Well, they're using our accountant, our bond counsel and myself.
He's asking us to approve funding.
No, you're not approving funding. No, he's just saying he's moving forward with the project. He's telling you where he's at as far as with the project. I would just have to make a motion to proceed accordingly, I mean, with the project, just based on the fact that they're gonna be responsible for all these.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'll so move to approve moving forward with this solar energy project and show approval to the Gibson County Economic Development Corporation in that movement forward.
The motion's been made by Steve,
I'll send it.
seconded by Mary. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, so yes.
Thank you. I've got a second request also. This project is going to be around the vicinity of Francisco, in eastern Gibson County. And we are at that point where discussions are about to be talked about with property tax abatement. In order to discuss property tax abatement, we need to form an ERA, or an economic revitalization area, to proceed with that, having property tax abatement.
Is the project in the EDA?
Some of it is.
Yes, some of it is.
Some of it is.
Okay. I'd like to move, I mean, I definitely want to move forward with this, so I'll make the motion that we move forward with the creation of a ER, which is economic
Economic revitalization area.
area in that, what's called the LF field. LF project.
Yes.
So would, I assume, are you gonna make it bigger than that? Because it could have effects on other.
We don't have the exact boundary lines at this point in time, but we're determining those to proceed.
I'll move to that you move forward with, of course, until you show us the exact boundary line, we can't. Okay, it until we know what, I mean, so what do you want, motion to move forward on it? I mean, we have to know what the boundary
Well,
line.
I think you want to designate the LA field. That's the boundary line.
Yes.
Okay, I move to, that we form an economic revitalization area, compliant with the Elliott Field project, in, Center County.
Okay, motion been made,
I'll second that.
seconded by Mary. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. 3-0. Appointment of Planning Commission Administrator.
I make a motion to establish the planning commission administrator, Stephanie McKinney, who is presently an employee with the extending her duties.
Okay, Mary's made the motion,
I'll second that motion.
seconded by Steve. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. 3-0. Appointment of 3 members to BZA board. Jim, can you explain what that is?
The Board of Zoning Appeals, it's where applications and permits will be reviewed for the zoning appeals boards. The 5-member board, 3 members are appointed by the commissioners, 1 by the council, and 1 by the APC. They will handle the permits and applications with the administrator.
At this time, you only have 2 members. We get answers from contacts for the 3rd person, and that would be Steve Over, because we have to have 1 from the APC, and Bob, excuse me, sorry, allergies, I'm not contagious to anything. Bob Schleter as one of the citizen appointees, and he has confirmed that yes, he would.
Is that your nomination?
That is my nomination.
Now, which one would serve for what period of time?
Steve Bogert would be a 1-year term.
Would be a 1 year.
And Bob Schleter would be a 2-year term. Is that correct?
And yes,
What's the criteria for the 3rd? Or is it just, does it have requirements?
as a citizen
Just a citizen?
that is not in a moment.
Very
Okay, now, the motion's been made, and we have Steve Over as 1 for 1 year, and Bob Schleter for 2 years.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion been made by Mary, seconded by Steve. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion, indicate by saying aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. 3-0. Okay, approval to advertise for bids for probation and public defender.
Presently, the Landmark Associates, I think, Dave Stallings, been working with the judges, and prosecutor and probation office, as well as the public defender, a new public defender office, to renovate the old furniture store here on North Main. We need approval to allow him to advertise for bids for that revitalization or construction in that building.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approval to advertise for bids for the probation office, public defender office.
And I would state for the record that both judges and the probation and public defender have agreed to the design of the building.
Okay, so we're advertising, going to advertise approval to advertise for bids for probation and public defender.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion been made by Steve and seconded by Mary. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. 3-0. Okay, the next item
I
is,
apologize for that being on there twice.
Oh, is that,
Yeah.
okay, that had me
Sorry,
confused.
it's, yeah, it's my foggy morning.
Okay, the next one is approval of the landmark agreement, design and engineering, Main Street Annex.
Second one.
That's all the same.
That's all the same too.
Really, put it on.
Now, we better repay that
Which one?
money.
Well, he submitted payment was for all his.
Oh, payment, okay, that's different than that.
Well, I make a motion that we approve the payment to landmark.
Now, will this come out of the building fund?
Well, I thought we don't, that has to go to council.
Well,
Well, that's what I meant.
the council has to approve it, but
Council
it
has
should
to
be
approve
on
it.
the
So you need
bridge. I'll send you,
Shouldn't claim to the council.
sorry, no, I did not mean Tree Bridge.
I move to send the landmark agreement, design and engineering charges for the probation defender building to the council.
I'll send it back.
Motion's been made, seconded by Steve, motion, seconded by Mary. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion, indicate by saying aye. Opposed, ayes have it, 3-0.
And I have something on that, hiring Ice Miller to assist with the, proposed jail project. And as well as Baker Tilly. You know, Baker Tilly has an ongoing contract with us, we just want to reconfirm that. They will be allowed to assist me with the jail project, which is an ongoing project, as you know. So I need a motion to approve Ice Miller for that and Baker Tilly.
I'll move to, a motion to continue, the employment of Vice Miller and Baker Tilly, on the jail project.
Motion's been made by Steve,
Second.
seconded by Mary. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it, 3-0.
Thank you.
Anything else on the board? Did anybody come to address the commissioners?
I'll move to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, motion's been made by Steve,
Second.
seconded by Mary, to adjourn. All in favor, indicate by saying
Aye. And grade for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, decided, whatever.